Hey YouTube, this is David, the Georgia photographer. Today I'm back with a lens review, as promised. Alright, a little backstory on why I have this huge lens case. Okay, this lens is a purchase off of eBay. It's a Takumer. Oh, it's even marked on the lid. I didn't even know it. It's a 70 to 150 millimeter f4.5. Now, the reason I bought this lens is I have the lens in this little bag here. Alright. This is the Nikon 75 to 150 f3.5. See this lens? Alright, as little as a push-pull zoom. It's a great little lens, but I thought maybe I can find something a little bit better. And Pentax lenses have always performed super well for me, like exceedingly well. So I got to digging around on eBay and came up with this monster. Oh yeah, come with a lens hood. This is what I found in the Pentax Super Takumer. Yeah, it doesn't say Pentax, it says Asahi Optical Company. But you know, Pentax and Asahi were one and the same. But it's even got a tripod foot. I've currently got a sling adapter hooked to it because I'm going to put it on my camera. I'm going to run on the XT3. It's an M42 screw mount, so I can put it on my XT3 pretty easily. But I was trying to find something that would perform equivalent to this. It's 2/3 of a stop slower than this lens, and that's the difference. They're basically, it's almost twice as long. It's enormous. This thing is a huge lens and it's heavy. They're both all metal construction. Of course, I didn't get a lens hood with the Nikon lens, but I did get one with this lens. And it's kind of interesting lens hood because it's got the lens cap, which goes on the lens and stores on the lens hood. And then if you want to install the lens hood, you have to screw it on, it threads in. And it's kind of tricky to get the threads to pick up, but it's a 67 millimeter filter thread. But it'll screw in there pretty easy, you know. You got a little lens hood with it, which is kind of nice, you know. But it come in this case, and it's got a glass element in the lid that says like adapter glass. Have you ever seen anything like that? Yeah. It's even marked on the black bag, Pentax Asahi on the plastic bag, and it's called attachment lens. There we go. It's just a little clear glass lens that it says, and it just has attachment lens written on it. It was in the lid of the hard shell case. You know, all these old lenses that come with these hard shell cases typically had some kind of filter or whatever in the lid of the case. So if you buy one of these lenses, look in the lid. You might find a prize. I'm not sure what that one's for, but it's in there. But come with a beautiful, nice felt-lined hard shell case with a latching lid, a little locking lid. Okay, so let's get out and go take some pictures with it and see what we can come up with this monster. But it's f4.5 to f22 aperture. I'm just gonna give you a rundown on it. It weighs about 3 or 4 pounds. It's heavy. It's got 70 millimeter to 150 millimeter. It doesn't have any macro functionality. Its minimum focus distance is like 10 or 12 feet. It's significant. So you know, you got some issues with it. You can't get close. So the only way you could be able to get close would be able to extend the lens forward. You know, you could do that possibly and do it, but it's got the auto manual preview function. You know, that's what that switch is for. It's for Pentax cameras only. There's a plunger on the back blade to preview the exposure at aperture setting, and that's what that's about. But yeah, it's got nice positive aperture clicks, and it clicks between every whole aperture. There's a detent between them, so you get like double the number of steps, whatever. The focus barrel is nice and smooth. It's nice and buttery. The push-pull zoom feels good. The optical parts are heavy enough that it does creep. As you can see, it's drifting right now. I think it has the radioactive glass because it has the yellow cast, but it's so low on radiation it doesn't matter. It has a nice huge grip area. I really like that about it, about the focus grip area. You get plenty of grip area to work with. Plus the tripod foot. And the tripod foot is removable. If you loosen this up, there's a spot, it'll slide off. And so if you don't want it, you can remove it. And it's got a little way of getting it off of there. There's like a little ball bearing in the tripod collar. It lines up with a groove, allows you to remove it so it don't just fall off. That's kind of a good idea, you know. All right, let's turn it back around here to top dead center, snug it. But yeah, it's a well-made lens. Let's see what it can produce as far as lens results go. Let me grab some stuff. Got ye old trusty Think Tank photo backpack. Put that over here. Got said mystery lens. Got said original lens I'm thinking about trying to replace with new mystery lens. All right, where I've come to, as you can see behind me, with the cars going by and all, is the bridge over the incline railway. Literally right over this chain link fence is the railroad tracks to the incline. I think I've put it in another video. It's one of the few like vertical trains. It's not a cog train. It's a pair of train cars with a single cable run over a drum at the top, and they counterbalance each other. So as one goes up, one goes down, you know, kind of deal. And they've got a spot in the middle where the tracks actually separate and they pass, and then they go on down. It's kind of neat how it's going, but for right now they've got it closed down. They're repairing the little cars. They're putting new wheel axles or something under them, so they've got them all tore apart and shut down. Matter of fact, yeah, the cable, well, one of the cables is here. Oh, that's right. I think the cables follow the cars. The cable's still routed, so they're not replacing it, they're just fixing the cars. But this thing's been in continuous operation for like way over 100 years. They've got a bunch of history surrounding the incline. It's pretty neat. So I want to get some photos looking up and down that track with this lens. That'll give me some long shots to get and give me kind of something interesting to photograph at the same time. Gotta have my M42 adapter. Probably don't need a lens hood, but since I have it, why not? It says Super Tacomer Zoom. It's even wrote on the lens. Yeah, the observation platform is the sidewalk across the bridge. Literally, see the cars? See the cars? Yeah, but it gives me a stunning view looking down the tracks of the incline. Look at this. Straight as an arrow, both directions. All right, let's get some photos. Another thing that I have noticed is minimum focus distance on the Asahi is like 10 feet, 12 feet. Minimum focus distance on this much smaller Nikkor lens is 1 meter, like 3 feet, 3 inches. So at the end of the day, you can get this little Nikkor lens for about the same money and shoots virtually identical photos. So if I was going to recommend this Tacomer lens, it would probably be for studio work. It does take really, really beautiful images at f8. If you have the distance to deploy it properly, it's a beautiful zoom lens. It's not real well mannered for walking around and just having a little zoom in your bag. I mean, it's just too big and heavy. But like I said, if you was going to do maybe product photography and you wanted to compress the image in, I've seen that done a lot with like 200 millimeters. If you want you want straight lines to be straighter, you'll move the product further away and shoot at it. That way your angle of view is narrower, so your lines are like more in alignment. You know, it would probably work real well for that, and you could do it pretty cheaply. You know, you can get it, since you're going to shoot it with studio strobes anyway, it doesn't really matter what brand it is or if it's manual focus, because it's got a good focus range, to where this one, the focus throw seems shorter, so when you peak focus, it's a narrower band, to where the one on the Pentax lens is broader, so it smoothly crawls up to peak and then crawls down off of it, so you can see it real well. You can see when the object, like this incline sign, when it come in sharp, and when the South Scenic Highway sign, when it dialed in, it was razor sharp. I could see it in the zoom mode. The moment it hit max focus, it was there, it was obvious. So it's really good for that, but I couldn't recommend it over the Nikkor. Even though this is a Series E lens, and this ain't like the E lenses of today. This is a Series E lens from the 80s, which back in the 80s, there's cars going by like crazy. Back in the 80s, the Series E lenses were budget lenses. They weren't really high-end lenses. But this thing does really well, considering. So, with that, I appreciate you guys watching. And if you like the video, you know, the thumbs up and all that jazz. And until next time, get your camera out and go take a picture with it. All right? We'll see you later. Bye-bye.